This will be a point for the boys' team, by the way. Yeah, come on, give them a clap. And then, when they're warm enough, they will head off in the direction where they think the tastiest food is hiding.
Our fuel is not going to burn if it has water in it. Water is an exceptionally good insulator for heat, okay? If there's water in this, there's no way that this can get above 100 degrees. We have to evaporate all of the water out of the material. You can see what Kev has done there. He's got a piece of cotton wool which would normally combust straight away. He soaked it in water. It will not go.
Parachuting, I was in freefall troop, and at the time, early 60s, it was a new thing. And when I look back, it's dangerous. I wouldn't do it now because I've got a bit more sense. But in them days, like, I'll show you a picture of a parachutist, but basically the pack, or the main parachute, weighed 60 pounds. It's a tactical assault parachute. The reserve, 20 pounds on the front, and it had 2 aircraft altimeters this big, mounted on a ball, with a stopwatch and a torch. The first thing you done when you open your parachute, this come out, smacked you in the face. So it was a knack of holding it down, you know. On the back we wore a Bergen, okay, it was worn on the back here, and that was all your gear. So 60 to 80 pounds was normal, and it can be in excess of 100 pounds depending what you're doing. So we fly in, 10 minutes out, stand up, check equipment, we all stood up, my mate couldn't move. Tried to pick him up, thought, he's got some gear on him. He still had his seatbelt on, okay? We finally worked that one out, got him up. Red light come on, green light on, jumped. I was the first man out, 7 guys behind me. I never saw a friendly face for 24 hours. Left the aircraft, I landed on flat grass, beautiful cropped grass. I thought, magic. This ain't Fox's cover, because that's tank tracks, you know. I was on Tidworth Golf Course. 6 miles from Fox's cover.
Canoe, I didn't have a lot of money, I couldn't afford to go to Canada, and I fell in love with the idea of the canoe. So I was reading all the histories, I was reading Bill Mason's books, I fell in love with the idea of a birch bark canoe and the voyageurs. So I had all these concepts buzzing around my head, but I really only had a British playground to play out those ideas. And I was a very good swimmer. And I got better, and eventually I started staying within my boat, and then became kite committed. I've kayaked the Grand Canyon of Colorado, I've been to Nepal. But in my late 30s, the kayaking was getting very, very serious indeed. Andy, we've got a wind behind us, we've got a wind behind us. I've seen Bill Mason build sailing rigs in his films and things. Got to build a sailing rig. And this one was pretty awful, to be honest. It was the tent. We got a lot neater, we did get neater. The trip, and people got really involved way before Facebook. On Facebook this would be so much fun, or Twitter or something. It'd be a huge hoot. I would enjoy that, but I think I'm past it now for that one. But people were passing this on, it was word of mouth. Lock keepers on the Severn were passing information down to their mates. We got down to the lock, and this is a ship lock. And he just, oh, get in there, lad, save you carrying it round, I'll put you through. And the lock was meant to be closed at 5, and this is 8 o'clock at night. And he said, oh, I'll phone the guys ahead. Got down to Gloucester, the guy at Gloucester said, I'm not meant to let you on the canal, not in a canoe. You know, you can have all sorts of permits back in those days. He said, I'll put you down as a yacht. Is that a sail? He said, I'll put you down as a yacht with its mast down.
All the Born Survivor shows, the last 7 or 8 series, I've done about the last 3 or 4, Sumatra, Indonesia, Mexico, Morocco, all that sort of stuff. I set up all the safety supervising stuff, so Bear's on the edge of a waterfall here, just about to jump into the waterfall, and the camera's right there in his face, and as the cameraman films, he falls into the waterfall next to him, and I'm there with 2 ropes, and the sound man on, and the cameraman, and lower him down the rock face as fast as I can to make sure the camera crew are nice and safe when they're filming Bear do all the bits he does. So that's what we do. I get there and recce the place first, set up the most difficult route I can find, the most horrible things I can find Bear to eat, okay, the biggest chasms, the fastest rivers, the biggest cliff faces, so that you can enjoy the Born Survivor shows. And here's a couple of the shots I've only shown to people in the last couple of days in this tent for my own stash. And this is in, I think, Borneo, it might be Sumatra, I forget. But that's typically what's behind the camera for Bear Grylls shoots. You've got a guy on the left-hand side there, it's called Steve Rankin, who stepped on a snake and got bitten. If you look on Facebook, he's literally got no foot left now. It went manky and poisonous. It's all it's down to his bone basically. All the meat, all the flesh is gone. He's the director and producer, and there's a cameraman, a lighting man. There's Bear, centre of screen there, just facing away from us by the tree. Okay, and Dave Pearce, and then 3 guides who also carry all the equipment and stuff like that, and that's typical. Maybe a crew of about 8 or 10 guys to carry all the stuff into the jungle. We use it in the Royal Marines to board ships, so you can get up to 3 or 4 guys on the rope at one time. Bears like that, well, 40 foot doesn't seem very high. I said, well, it's pretty high, size of the house, and you're going to be going really fast, no helmet, no harness, pretty extreme, so let's do it from 80. It'll look great. And that's what Bear does all the time. I said, that's stupid. Okay, he said, no, I look great, and if I fall off the rope, it would be great TV. Okay, because that's what he does. He's super fit, super strong, and likes the challenge. So we took the aircraft up to about 65 feet in the end. I'm there, got the rope, I throw it out. Okay, Bear does his piece to camera. He's entering for man versus wild, facing the camera. It's one man against the jungle, Sinatra. Whack, out he goes, whizzes down the rope, and I was like that. And a quick look, you can just see my face if you watch it, and it just disappears down the rope at, what, 80 miles an hour, I don't know, just a blur. Of course, he gets halfway down, and the rope burns through his gloves, okay, burns his hands, burns a hole in his t-shirt, burns his chest, and he has to let go of the rope. And now I'm seeing him just do this towards the ground. He's trying to aim for this meter gap, this lead, this swamp heading into the jungle. So he hits the water, and the cameraman's here, watching him come down,
Saskatoon berry. That's the common name for it, and that was one of the things that native North Americans used to make pemmican. So they added dry pounded meat with fat and fruit, and they used other fruits as well, but Saskatoon berry was one of the ones that they used. Indigenous people who relied upon fish, a lot of the time they were using nets, and they were very good at making cordage and very good at making nets, and these were all caught. This was in Ontario, up on a native reserve.
This is the point where the actual emergency takes place. So this is the, oh my goodness, it's all hit, and let's try and do something about it, and the decisions you make at that point can be very, very crucial. Then we have the recoil stage, and this is the point where the disaster has started, we know that there's something going wrong, and now we have to keep going until we're actually rescued. Why is it that some people are very against doing things that are going to help them to survive? There is actually some sort of psychological barrier to doing some of these actions, and I think one of the things that the research sort of throws up is that we tend to enter some sort of denial state. Do we like thinking about death and dying? No, we really, really don't. It makes us feel very uncomfortable to think about what might go wrong.
What we're going to do is put that dressing over the top of it, okay, with that roughly in the middle, and then we're going to pass the bandage around the back, and on just here is where the end is, okay? Yeah, don't do anything with it yet. Okay. Yeah, happy. Now I notice that you've just touched his wound. Okay, so unfortunately now you've got blood all over your hands. Okay, so you've got some blood on your hands. Okay, start applying the dressing. Come on, get the dressing on, get the dressing, come on, let's go, move it. Get that dressing in position, come on, Sarah. Get it in, come on, get it on. Okay, round of applause, thank you very much. Okay, great little demo. How did you feel?
I was a bit stressed, yeah.
You were a bit stressed, and what was the effect of that?
That was like, I was consciously trying to like put the stress in one compartment and applying the bandage in the other compartment.
Did at any point did you think, oh, I've got blood on my hands, I must wipe it off or rub it on the floor?
I could feel that there was
something
blood on my hand, but the dressing still needs to go on.
Thank you very much, sit down, great. Good job.